Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where we currently have some repairs to do, that is for sure. I don't think we're going to wait for all of these repairs, and if that's the case, we should not prioritize repairing the Salamander and the Awesome, and we should get everything else done first. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and we're going to deploy one more time here as a fundraiser before the month tick. We're not going to buy a Solaris 7 license at this time. So we're going to get these repairs as done as possible, and there's a number of them that we can get done, of course, before the financial report here, and there we go, that's all of them. We're not going to tick forward the rest of these because we want all three of our mech bays to be working whenever possible. So let's hop into our mech bay, make sure this is all good to go. It is. I think after this fundraise round, we're probably going to look at getting the Corsair, or not the Corsair. We've already done the Corsair. We're going to look at getting the Bull Shark properly outfitted at that point. Now, the Bull Shark, it's got that thumper on it. I definitely want to replace the thumper with a Long Tom, just because I think that's funny. That said, can we run the Long Tom with the XL? I'm going to find that out quick. We're not going to get this refit right now, but I do want to find out if we can even fit the Long Tom on this with the XL engine. That is a good question. And there's the Long Tom. So we drop the thumper. We'll probably have to drop the medium pulse lasers as well. Oh yeah, the Long Tom will fit. It'll require additional slottage, but that's okay. We're running double heat sinks right now. We can probably upgrade this to clan double heat sinks, and that should do the trick there. Or, you know, we could drop some of this AC ammo. That's another thing that we could do. Now, we're not going to make these changes right now. I just wanted to make sure that the Long Tom will fit on the Bull Shark, and indeed it will. So that is wonderful. We're going to hop into the barracks, see if we've got any training to be done, and in fact, we do. Grab a point of gunnery for Chronic Toast. That is always a fantastic thing to see.
Training complete.
Guts for Coma. Sure. Piloting for Panzer.
Training confirmed, Commander.
And gunnery for Poet, always good as well.
Complete.
Standing by.
And a max gunnery rank for Rain. That's really good.
Yes, Commander.
Of course, Succubus is getting really close to being maxed out. She's not there yet. Taboo can grab a point of piloting, and with that, we are ready to deploy. So we're looking for funds here. This, I think, is a good option. It's an escort, and we're looking for a free priority salvage. There is a free priority salvage right here. This is actually a great place to sit. I'm very happy about that. Okay, so we're going to need to bring along the Bull Shark. It's not ideal in its loadout right now. That said, when we get the Bull Shark ideal, we might want to change around the Boar's Head a bit. We'll take a look at that. And otherwise, I think we leave the Hector at home. So do we have anybody with any Bull Shark affinities? I'm not sure that we do. Let's see here. Yeah, we don't. Not anyone who's not already in a mech anyway. So we're just going to put boot camp in there. That'll be fine for now. So this is an escort mission in the desert, so it'll be running a little on the hot side. That's okay, and completely expected. We will have the vehicles. We're going to be up against as many as, I think the absolute maximum is going to be 4 lances, but I don't think it's going to be 4 lances. There's a potential blocking force that may or may not exist. There is a force that spawns when we spawn the units. The escort units, the vehicles. There's also a force that can theoretically reinforce that lance. I don't think that that force is very common at all. I think I've only seen it once or twice. And then there's a force that will spawn when we get to the evac point. So that's a maximum of 4 lances, so we should be fine here. So we need to escort the convoy to safety and escape. The position of one of our lances of fire support vehicles has become untenable due to the proximity of the coalition forces. We'd like you to provide security while we relocate them. Commander, the carriers they're talking about are slow and fragile. On the other hand, they could certainly provide fire support if things go south, and that is what we're planning on. Things going south. Friendly units under fire allegedly. We do have allies. Okay. And there is a blocking force. So we're just going to spawn right up over here. Awkward facing, to be sure. Okay. Round 1. We immediately see 3 mechs over here. This looks like some form of a catapult. Okay.
Barely hit, Commander.
We are going to reserve.
Roger
We want
that.
to allow them to move first, since it is round 1. I don't think that was any damage to that catapult-looking mech. What else do we have here? A couple of PPCs and an autocannon of some type. Not hugely threatening. Ah, okay. Like a dragon-type mech. Cool. So we're going to reserve twice more. SM2 moves up, fires on the catapult, misses. Interesting. That would have been nice if that had hit. Running a sniper artillery. Okay. The catapult moves up. Doesn't fire. One final reservation here from us. Just 3 firing on that catapult. Actually, I love this. It gets some mortar shots in there. That's really neat. It didn't need to do that, but we're happy about it. Okay, phase 17 is going to be this dragon, I think, or an archer? That's actually an archer. That is definitely an archer. It got very little done there.
Taking minimal damage.
173? So it has 180 total missiles. Yikes. Okay. Good thing we had all that evasion. Hopefully those were missiles and not rockets. We're going to move up with our boar's head to here. We did move through the fire, but we could fire up over this way, or we could shoot at the archer. Honestly, I feel like the archer is the threat here, and we need to hit the archer with... Never mind, those were rockets. Ignore me. Those are rockets. The archer is no longer a threat. We're still going to warlord. We're going to fire at the dragon out here.
Commencing Alpha Strike.
And the reason we did that was because of splash damage. So at this point, the Mad Cat Mark II is going to step forward over to here. It is in cover, and it has visuals out at that Frankie, which is indeed a dragon variant. We're going to warlord. 21%. Honestly, our hit odds are better on the catapult, so we'll take that. Not getting much done there, but I mean, it's round 1. What are you going to do?
Awaiting orders.
Our Mauler is going to sprint in as close as it can. Now, it's going to also fire at the catapult, and it's not going to do a whole lot here.
Engaging target.
Unless it gets some through armor, I suppose. But it didn't. Okay.
Yeah.
Our Corsair is going to step up, and I would love to fire at that Frankie out there. 33%. Hit odds are still better on the catapult, so we'll take that.
Copy that.
Yeah, I mean, round 1, that's about as good as we can expect, in all honesty.
Let's do this.
The Bull Shark is going to step up, and I would love... Oh, these sprint options are awful. We're going to move up over here, and the Thumper is actually out of range of this up here, so all we can do is fire at this archer. And so we shall.
Acknowledge.
Not a whole lot going on there, in all honesty.
Commander.
We do need to get that Bull Shark refit. So the Black Knight is going to sprint forward as close as it can. The catapult is the obvious target here, and we are going to fire on that. It is starting to get weak in this side. Now, still a round 1 attack there, so not too much going on. The Battle Master is going to move in over here and do the same thing. Firing on that catapult. Hitting absolutely nothing there makes me a little sad.
Ready for orders.
The Orion is going to move up, and this should actually do quite a bit of damage to the catapult, I should think. Oh yeah, this is going to do a lot.
Engaging.
That is pretty much an ideal
Target
firing
signal.
range
Okay.
for the Orion there, and that's wonderful. Base 23, the Frankie is going to move. Okay, moves up, fires on the Black Knight. Doesn't get much done.
Damage minimal.
Cool.
Aye, aye.
Our Black Knight is going to close in over here,
Moving to
and
position.
at this point, we're expecting some pretty heavy damage to this catapult, actually.
Affirmative.
LRM ammo explosion there. That's probably a knockdown. Actually, an engine destruction. The catapult's dead.
Smoked one.
I didn't expect it to die there, but sure. So the Jess is firing on that archer, getting a little bit of through armor damage there, looks like. I want to double check that these are rockets. We don't actually have sensors on that yet. The Marauder moves up, fires on our Black Knight. Gets a little bit in there, but nothing too major. Excellent. The Battlemaster is going to position up here where it has clear LOS on all three. I'm guessing, yeah, the Archer is the obvious choice here. Little bit of damage there, nothing too major. And the Manticore moves now. I believe that the Archer is going to move immediately, so that unsteady doesn't actually mean anything. And indeed, that is what happened.
Light damage. Holding firm.
Okay.
Good to
The
go.
Bull Shark is going to sprint forward over here.
Let's
All
go.
we can do is lob the Thumper at this Archer, and that's what's going to happen here.
Locked on target.
Got a little bit in there, sure. The Jess 3 moves up, doesn't do anything of note, and yeah, I'm 95% certain that that was a rocket variant, not a missile variant, so that Archer is not dangerous to us at all. Here is an uninterrupted LOS
No
to that
shooting,
Marauder,
let's run.
and we'll just pot shot the Gauss rifles and hope that we don't stray them. And we didn't. We actually hit one of those, and structure exposed that Marauder. Nice.
Yep.
So the Corsair is going to move up, and it actually has the same LOS on that same Marauder.
Confirmed.
Nice. Okay. Sniper artillery firing on the Frankie. Sure. Not getting a whole lot done with it, in all honesty.
Standing by.
The Mauler is going to sprint forward as much as it can. This is a decent
We'll go.
position out of LOS here. Only 10% hit odds. We're going to fire on the Archer and not get much done here, I bet, but... I mean, we crit a rocket 20. That is verification that that is rockets.
That's gonna hurt.
We already knew that, or at least strongly suspected it. We're going to move up with our Orion here, and hit odds probably dictate that we're going to fire on the Archer, and that is indeed true.
Target confirmed.
The Archer is now unsteady.
I hear ya.
The Boar's Head is going to step up over here.
Moving out.
I'd love to fire direct artillery at this guy, or perhaps they're pretty spread out. So yeah, we'll fire direct fire artillery here. Hope that we don't stray shot the rear arc of our Black Knight. That would be awkward, but let's see.
Take this.
That's a knockdown. Bare minimum, that's a knockdown.
Want some more?
There he goes. Excellent. Base 21, the Frankie will step forward. It is in this fire, so let's see how much heat it builds up. It actually pulls back a bit. 10 damage to the Black Knight. I don't care.
Aye, aye.
The Black Knight is going to close in over here, and it is going to finish the Archer. We expect this to be a kill.
Firing on target. Take that.
Okay, an ejection works as well. So the Manticore moves up, and nothing happens there. The Battlemaster is going to close in over here, trying to keep a bit of a firing corridor clear here, but there's only so much that we can do on that front. We're going to fire on the Marauder, since it has exposed exposed inner structure.
Okay.
But we hit nothing there. That's a little unfortunate on like 45% hit odds there that 4 missed, but it's not hugely surprising, I suppose. The Jess moves forward, does not do anything. The Marauder actually steps forward kind of into that fire there, and fires a PPC and hits the Battlemaster. Nothing too major there.
Waiting for orders.
Our Madcat Mark II is going to close in over here, has a clear firing line, and in terms of hit odds, our Marauder target is probably the best one, so we'll fire that. Okay, hit one of the Gauss rifles, sounds good. And there goes that sniper artillery with another pretty bad miss, honestly. That wasn't great. Okay.
Orders.
The Orion is going to step forward over here, and once again, this is a pretty slick range for the Orion. We're pretty happy about this. AC5 ammo explosion into multiple torso destructions. It's not a knockdown on the Marauder, but that Marauder has very little left. Okay, yeah, that didn't go well for the Marauder. That's for sure. We're just going to step forward with our Mauler here. We get very little distance, and we're going to brace. Firing the LBXs at that range is, I think, pretty pointless. We're going to move up with the Bull Shark. We can fire on the Frankie with the LBXs and the AC5. Hopefully we don't stray shot. Let's give it a go. We did not. We also didn't hit. Fair enough.
What do you need?
The Corsair is going to close in over here, and I feel like the Corsair should probably go for the finish on the Marauder. But honestly, the hit odds on the Gauss rifles are a little higher on the Frankie. We're going to go for this, though, and see what happens. At the very least, that'll be a knockdown for the Marauder, and that pilot should eject, in all honesty. It really should eject. Didn't.
What can I do for you?
Okay. Well, the Boar's Head is just going to step forward. We're going to fire on the Frankie with our artillery. We have to fire this indirect. That's okay. I think we're going to not fire the LRM here. Just for heat purposes.
Got it.
A miss on the sniper artillery. And largely a miss on the Aero 4. Sad. The Frankie is going to step forward here. It is on fire. Fires on our Bull Shark, of all things. Okay.
Damage is light.
That's neat, I guess.
Commander?
Our Black Knight is going to continue to close in. It's going to go for the kill on the Marauder here. The Marauder doesn't have weapons, to be clear, so it's not a threat. But let's just get it off the field. Pilot incapacitation. There we go. Okay, the Battlemaster is going to step up over here.
Copy.
And we will pot shot at this Frankie. We can go ahead and Warlord at this point. It's still quite a ways out there, to be clear. Structure exposure on the Frankie. And it's running compact heat sinks. Interesting. Manticore moves up, doesn't really do anything. Jess moves up, doesn't... Actually, it is firing. Took out an ER medium laser from the Frankie. Okay, cool.
Yeah?
Our Corsair is going to step forward. It has a clear LOS here. Let's go ahead and Warlord. And light him up. Got some decent internal damage there. A right torso destruction.
Scored a critical hit.
Not a death, though. That's okay.
Commander?
The Madcat is going to move up. It also has a clear LOS, and we will go ahead and Warlord that. Hit odds here are not the best. But there we go. Panic, pilot ejection. That's what we want to see. At this point, the Bull Shark is just going to sprint forward. We don't know yet where our evac point is going to be. So the Atlas is, of course, going to sprint forward over here. Sink some heat. And we'll just exit combat here.
Double time. Let's go.
As soon as we're done moving all of these mechs.
Here we go.
There we go. Exiting combat. So now the allies will run around a bit. We're not going to first aid. We're going to sprint on up over this way with all of our mechs. We don't care about ending in the fire right now. That's fine.
Position confirmed.
The Black Knight is going to hop into the capture zone. And let's see if we get a
Advancing.
force here.
I guess.
Okay. So this is the escort zone. That is not very far away. Okay, good to know.
Hey.
So the Battle Master is going to start sprinting over this way. In fact, all of our mechs are. I wanted to sprint that. Oh, we see enemies. Right! There's an awesome right in the middle of all of our allies. There's a Roughneck, a Catapult, and an Apollo. Okay. So the Jess is going to move up, going for the Catapult here. A laser AMS noted there. Okay. So it looks like this is going to be a 3-lance mission. Sounds good.
Awaiting orders.
The Black Knight is going to turn around and sprint over this way. It's
Falling in.
not in LOS. What else do they have? I mean, in phase 20 here, the Catapult moves, fires on the FSV. I like it. We are going to have our Madcap Mark II turn right on around.
Roger that.
And we can fire on the Apollo or on the Catapult here. The obvious choice is the Catapult. So we'll pot shot this. This is not necessarily ideal range.
Target confirmed.
Missing both Gauss rifles is unfortunate. And let's see what the Apollo does. It could easily go rear arc on our Bull Shark, and that could hurt. A lot. So let's see what it does. Nothing. It does nothing.
Waiting
Okay.
for orders.
So we have a carrier with a bunch of UAC-2s here. And that's fine. I mean, I wanted it to move there.
I hear
so
ya.
position it here. There we go.
Uh-huh.
And now that can fire on the Apollo. I don't suppose you have abilities. No. We may well stray shot here.
Take this.
But I don't think we did. Manticore firing on our enemy, the Roughneck, and getting a good rear arc hit there. The Awesome. Positioning very strangely
go.
indeed. HVAC AC-20s.
Moving
Okay,
fast.
we're going to move up over here, and we're going to once again hit the Apollos. Or just the Apollo. Not
should be
plural
good.
Apollos. No hits, but that's not shocking.
Hey, stand still when I'm attacking you.
Okay, our ally going for the Catapult here. Getting nothing done there. Unless it's stray shot like the Apollo or something. But no, I think the Apollo just successfully AMS'd everything from the Jess there. Pretty sure that's what's happening.
I hear ya.
The Boar's Head is going to move up over here.
Right, Commander.
And I want to fire on the... Actually, the Catapult is better hit odds. We're going to Warlord it. Hit that Catapult.
This should be good.
Nice. That's an evasive.
Yep.
And now the Corsair is going to turn around over here.
Understood.
And we are going to hit that Catapult with everything we've got.
I'm taking the shot.
Structure exposure. Including some internal damage there. Double engine XL crits. And a knockdown. So the Catapult is not having the best of days. Perfect.
Receiving you.
Our Orion is going to step forward over this way, and we will position here. Go for the kill on that Catapult. This should be guaranteed. I'm not even going to fire the Clan LRM-20. There we go. Excellent.
Tango down.
Okay. So at this point, the FSV is going to fire on the Apollo. It got a decent hit in there.
Commander.
Our Mauler is going to sprint over this way, which isn't necessarily the greatest of positions.
Affirmative.
I was actually expecting to continue going up this direction with the escort, but that's
Waiting on
not
you,
what ended
Commander.
up happening. We have mortar 8s here, and we're going to move in with the carrier and drop those on the Apollo, I think. Actually, I'm going to drop them on the Roughneck. We've got airburst and guided ammo here, and Inferno. And standard. We're going to go airburst.
Firing everything I've got.
Excellent. Yeah, we're damaging our allies,
More
but
where
we
that
don't
came
care.
from. What can I do for you?
Okay, so this carrier has dual ELRM 20s with deadfire ammo. Does it have any other types of ammo? It does. It has standard, EMP, and swarm, and SAM. So we're just going to use standard ammo, and we're going to go for the rear arc on this Roughneck, I think. We could theoretically kill this Roughneck here.
Commencing Alpha Strike.
Engine crits and some substantial damage to it.
Critical hit.
Cool. So next up is going to be our Bull Shark, which is going to position right here.
On the
And
move.
we're going to definitely kill this Roughneck. There we go. Fantastic. One dead Roughneck and one dead Catapult.
One less target.
Okay, next round is going to be
Awaiting
our
orders.
Black Knight. And we're just going to move up to here. No problem whatsoever there. Next is, of course, our Battle Master, which is not really able to get into LOS on much of anything. So that's okay. Manticore is going to do a rear arc attack on the Awesome and getting some solid damage in there. I like it. I like it a lot. At this point, the Apollo moves. We'll see what it does. Interesting. Whole lot of nothing is the answer.
What do you need?
Our Corsair wants to get up over this way, but there's only so far it can get.
Going full throttle.
So there we go. At this point, the Jess moves, does not fire.
Good to go.
Our Mad Cat also wants to get up here, but can't get very far because of heat. That's okay. The Awesome now moves. Actually, technically, this is the Jess firing at the Apollo. I don't like that choice, in all honesty. FSV is getting charged by the Awesome here. And it missed. Oh my. This Awesome is very exposed now. So the Orion is going to step forward, and we can fire on the Awesome, or we can fire on the Apollo. Both of them are kind of crappy hit odds. But we're going to fire on the Awesome here.
Affirmative.
Okay. Getting a little bit in there.
Waiting for orders.
And then our carrier is going to come in over here. This is our HVAC 20 carrier. We're not too concerned about that. We're just going to move up over this way.
What can I do for you?
Ultra AC2s probably don't get any LOS, and so we're just going to move up over here.
Affirmative.
They're not very speedy. And I am expecting a third Lance. Which does mean that I should probably put a cut in here. So this is the plan. I'm going to put a cut in here, and next episode we'll finish off this mission, and if there's not a third Lance, then we'll do the refit of the Bull Shark at that point, I think. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.